Well, hello.
Well, hello.
What
Jinx, buy
what
me a
is this?
Coke.
What is this?
What are we
Who
doing
who
here?
are all you people?
Who are you? Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm Tara.
I'm Natalie.
And we are making a movie, and this is a podcast about us making our very first feature film. We've made short films. This is our first feature film. We have some knowledge, just not enough.
Honestly, though,
Uh,
if you took our short films and added them all together, I don't think it makes a feature film. That's not enough time. If you stacked them end on end, it's not even an
hard left it at
anthology.
the end of that. Hard left at the end of that.
Hmm.
Yes, we're making our first feature film. It is a buddy comedy set in the apocalypse called Turns Out It's the Apocalypse.
We
And this
think.
we think. Oh yeah, there's so many words
There's
involved.
more. There's more
Yeah,
words.
there's more. And this is a podcast where we are following along in the real-time adventure of us making said feature film.
Uh-huh.
At present, we are still in the development phase of making said movie, which is Natalie's favorite phase. And now we're talking about the casting part of life. Now, before we dive into all of that, let's cover some business first. I want to send a big thank you out to Toby, who PayPal'd us recently. Toby, thank you so very much. We have a PayPal option for any of you who want to help support the film in small increments. Every bit you give helps. Right now we're submitting to film festivals, so that's been a big, oh my gosh, so much helping us get this script out to film festival and script competitions. You have no idea what amount of momentum that's helping with us with. So thank you so much. Um, and if you are live with us on the podcast, we do film this live on YouTube. We do the super chat system. Super chats also go directly to help make the movie happen. I just saw a super chat come in right now.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David. Also, this is a very special one. Our very first technical investor has come forward. Shannon, you know who you are. Shannon West, thank you so much. She emailed us on the side, which our email is below if you want to become an investor as well, and reached out specifically to become an investor. The difference between being an investor and doing a super chat or a PayPal is that we're going to send you the deck. There's paperwork we're going to have to sign. There's technical things that are going to happen. You're going to talk to our executive producer. And then
Yeah,
there's the potential to get money back from it. Maybe. Like, listen,
maybe.
this
I
is,
mean,
this
just
is,
you guys were all here through the financial talk about this
you
one.
heard.
That's not guaranteed.
No, you know the truth. There's no
However,
guarantees.
if you want to become an investor, the email is below,
Yes.
somewhere. The email's somewhere, and
Below.
we
Way
will
below.
we can, even if you're just interested in learning more about that, we will send you
Yeah.
the deck. We will send you proposals, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're in the like scratch that funds together phase of the
Yep.
making
Yeah.
the movie.
Shannon, thank you so much for being our very, 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 very first investor. I appreciate you so much. I wrote you a long email about my feelings and emotions, but again, thank you. Okay, we got some breaking news.
This just in.
All right, like I mentioned before, we have been submitting the script to screenplay competitions and film festivals. What this does is help build the momentum we need to prove that this script is worth making and reading and putting forth and putting together and producing. And sometimes there's a cash prize. Right now, we have been accepted into Phoenixville Film Festival. Where is that again? Phoenixville is in Pennsylvania?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
Pennsylvania.
why did I know that? Pennsylvania. We won't be able to attend that one, but we are sending our director and producer, Mike and Allison, to go
Well,
represent.
I will say, not just sending, they have their own other
Oh,
script that
also.
is accepted in as well. So
Yeah.
we're up against each other.
Competition.
They're
Let's
up against
fight.
themselves.
Either way, they win. They're rigging the house. Also, Austin Under the Stars Film Festival as well. We just got into that one. We're so very excited. So I got a little hook into Texas now. Whoop whoop, which is very fun. We've been wanting to get into more Texas film festivals, and we kind of were like, let's use the script to kind of help that
Yeah.
process along.
And it's not written there, but we didn't talk about Page International
We
either.
didn't.
We just got
Oh, damn.
semifinalists in Page International Film Screenplay Competition. That's not, I don't know what the words are. But that means we are in the top 25 in our category. So
Yeah.
top 25, top 25 in our category, which I got to be honest, like I read that and I started crying. Like, I don't know. Just
Top
like
25 in the comedy category. That
Yeah,
is
in our
so
category,
hard
yeah.
to do.
Well,
No, I know,
and-
but comedy, that's so hard to do. Comedy is such a competitive category. I feel like I just think it's hard to be funny, and it's hard to be funny on a page. And
On
I'm
paper.
so proud of us for making top 25 in the comedy category. Like I went to go check to make sure. I was like, what category are we in? Are we sci-fi? I could see it. Horror, I could see it. I could see us getting into that. But we got comedy, and I just like I don't know. For me, you know, since women aren't funny and all, for me it was just like, all right, like
Yeah.
heck yeah.
It was,
Heck yeah.
It's awesome.
It's so amazing. Amazing. All right. Today, like I said in the opening, we're talking about casting. We are casting ourselves in this project. Full disclosure, we have decided that we are the best leads for the project, but we did not want to skip through this and not talk about something that Natalie coined as marquee casting. And marquee casting is when you cast the right person in the role who happens to be a name who helps elevate your project in some way, shape, or form.
We see it a lot at film festivals where you've got, I think one of the bigger places, it may not make as big of a deal when trying to get funding. I mean, I think it does, but I do think it gets you into, it opens more doors for festivals because the festivals like having the name
you're right about
attached
that.
to
Yeah.
their,
for
last
sure.
week we talked to H. and Elsie Tracy about breakup season and casting that. And his was not that journey because his big name signed on later, but
Yeah.
that's a really interesting interview if you want to go watch that.
was really good.
We were having some construction work downstairs at Nelson's house. So if you want to just listen to the podcast where I've been able to clean up the audio, that's also an option.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom gave it 2 thumbs up. So if my mom likes it, you're going to like
There you
it.
go. Yeah.
Right? Okay, today we're going to talk about marquee casting with Chen Drachman. It isn't, her projects aren't feature films. They're short films. But we have always been impressed with her gets for her short films, like to the point that we've had side conversations like, how did she do that so many times?
Yeah.
And
I don't
when
understand.
when we first started talking about this possibility of like doing these episodes and like talking about marquee casting, she was one of the first names that came out because we have to know. We've never taken the time to sit down and ask her. And so instead of just doing it privately at a film festival like we normally would, like, let's do it live.
Yeah.
Let's
we'll
do
probably
it.
remember it better this way too because I'm not drinking.
Probably.
Out myself.
Film festivals are fun. So yeah, Hannah we met in Dubuque. I mean, remind me because it all gets really hazy.
So Huzzy. It's
Hazy.
it is.
It's
so
hazy.
it's hazy and
It's
fuzzy.
so
that
hazy, it's fuzzy.
So yeah, we met Hen in Dubuque when
Yeah.
she was there with Book of Ruth. This is my memory of, but I also said drink at these festivals. Then we got to know her a bit better. Waco when she was with her script, but I'm a shoe. She was there with the script, and I full disclosure, I've told her this that I was gunning for that role. Like I wanted that role so bad, which is probably why it sticks out in my head that she gets because I was like, oh well, of course Janet Varney's gonna. And then why would
She
Natalie
got-
Lynch
got-
play the role? She can get
Janet
better than
Varney.
Natalie Lynch. She also told me that if it wasn't Janet Varney, it was going to be herself playing it. So I can lose out to those 2 people, and that's it. Anybody else, and I would have been very upset.
Very upset.
Yeah, and so we've got to know, and then we just became good friends via Facebook or
Right, the
Instagram,
internet.
and blah blah blah. You know,
Well, she sent us snacks back when we were doing Natalientara Try Stuff, and we would do snack boxes, and people were sending us boxes of specific snacks. She sent us a box of Israeli snacks, and it was one of the best snack boxes that we got.
it was good. It was
Especially
good.
a peer sent one. It was really good. I still think about the little croutons, the little tiny yellow square croutons, which I got to go to the grocery store and find more of, because every time I think about them, I'm like, why don't I have these every day? Why aren't they available?
I go, in Los Angeles, you can probably get a hold of some.
100% I can
Probably
find them.
can't get them in Utah.
Probably not. I'll have to ship them to you. Yeah, amazing. But we've known Hen for a bit now, and every film festival we make a point to hang out. Just I adore her as a person. Like she's just fun. And I give you the warning that because we have so much fun with her, there's a chance this episode goes off the rails, guys.
Goes off the rails.
We're gonna try staying on topic, but we can't always promise anything. All right, guys, let's go ahead and bring her in. Hen, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
Hello.
Howdy.
Okay, so we gave you the bio and existence of us knowing you. You tell us your bio.
Who are you?
Where you come from.
Well, my greatest accomplishment to date is making sure those curtains live rent-free in your heads. You know? And yes,
do.
I concur that you can probably get them, maybe even in Utah, in a kosher marketplace.
We don't have kosher marketplaces in Cedar City, Utah.
There's always a well, I don't know about that, but yeah.
No.
We'll discuss. Already off the rails.
See, fast. It happens fast.
Okay, so I mean, I think you did a pretty good job with my bio. I'm an independent filmmaker, writer, producer. Mainly always wanted to be an actress, but since nobody casts me, I write these things so I can cast myself in them, you know, and then cast Janet Varney in them instead of myself, as we've established. But yeah, I mean, I've been in the United States for about 15 years. Came here to study musical theater. I'm based in New York, but I was a film and TV major in Israel because you pick majors in high school. So, like, as a high school student, I was entirety of high school was a film and TV major with specialty in writing and producing. But we do rotation, so a little bit of everything. I have a whole story about how, like, I haven't directed in years because I got scarred by telling teenagers what to do, which never goes well. So I was like, I don't think I like this at all.
Oh no.
Shoe was kind of like a therapeutic experience. But I'm a shoe, which you guys mentioned. I'm probably doing a really bad job at introducing myself, but it's because you did a great job. So yeah.
I think between the three of us, they've got all the information they will
We
need.
got everything they need.
Yes, indeed.
Probably not, actually. We're going to be like, wait, why does she do such and such?
My favorite is that I knew that, well, first of all, you asked me if I want to come do this at some point. I was like, of course, like talking to you guys. Sure. I like talking in general, and with you two is great. But then I had a feeling this is the topic that you want to talk about. I'm like, oh, I love how they decided I am like a specialist in this. And that's sometimes it's just pure luck, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll
Okay.
see
Well,
how this
no.
goes.
So we're gonna see how this goes, but I know it's not pure luck because I don't accidentally run into someone on the street and get to cast them. So there is definitely more to it than that. I will say Hen is also one of my favorite people because when we were in Dubuque this last time, she at some point in time, Hen was like, wait, do I get to do my interview? I've never gotten to do an interview because we do these silly red carpet interviews. And Hen was like jonesing in the background someplace to have this interview that we do with people. And I was like, this is a marquee thing. I didn't realize that, you know, getting to have the Natalientara interview had become
100%. Yeah.
it was like a prestige.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, you know, and I told you, I'm like, if I ever get the time to finish this thing that I started writing for you guys, I definitely want to cast you in things, you know? So we'll get there.
Heck
We'll
yeah.
get there. We'll get there.
You're a
Sometimes
brand.
it takes years.
You
We're
need
a
to
brand.
understand that you're a brand. Yeah.
We try.
We try.
There you go.
We've worked on it.
Successful.
We ate a lot of
Yeah.
snacks.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning where we know you from, Book of Ruth. Before we dive into the casting on this one, go ahead and give the people's like a synopsis for Book of Ruth. It's P.S. so good. Go.
Oh, goodness. So the Book of Ruth is basically a historical fiction what if. I don't want to spoil it because it's available online so people can very
you should
easily
watch
go
it.
and watch it. Yeah,
It's
but
very good.
Definitely go watch. It's so
yeah.
good.
I mean, it's a family story, Jewish family story that happens around Passover. You know, the family comes to their grandmother's house for Passover, and throughout the night, there's like a secret that comes into light, and based on the granddaughters, that was me, suspicion, and that kind of like the whole thing unravels. It's hard because you want to pitch it, and then like I can't tell you what it is about without ruining it.
Yeah.
Can I just tell you that I think it's good and go see it? You know,
It's very, very good, and it's available to
very
watch.
good.
And it's a short film, so like they're easy to watch. You don't have to spend your entire time. You don't have to like commit to something that's going to take 2 hours of your day. No, just go watch this, and you'll be happy afterwards.
Yeah, if you have commitment
minutes, 10
issues, this is
seconds.
the one for you.
Was Book of Ruth your first short film?
So it's always a tricky question because I was a film and TV major in high school, right? So depending on what we qualify as a first film, I have done, like I had to do a final project that was a film every year of high school, and we were doing small things and small segments throughout, right? And then when I graduated EMDA here in New York, that's the American Musical and Dramatic Academy, because I came to study musical theater, I was like, let's do a web show. And we used all of the school facilities. So there was a lot of things.
Yeah.
But the first time that I've done something that I felt like that's a real movie that I can send out to festivals was probably the Book of Ruth. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So then how did you get Tovah then? Like I recognized her face when I saw her pop up. Like I was like, I know her. And then we went and looked at her IMDb again recently to do research on this. I am gobsmacked by just the breadth of this woman's resume. Like I was like, oh, that's right. I remember her from that. I remember her from that. I remember that. Like it's stuff like Brewster's Millions, which is Natalie's like.
That's where I didn't.
That's where she perched.
I have to go back and find her in Brewster's Millions. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Like I grew up on that movie. But also I think what everyone else would really know her from is The Walking Dead. She had a whole season that was her, and that was before your film, right?
Yeah.
So she already did have that established.
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting, and there's no way I've seen her entire IMDb. There's just no way.
No,
but
there's too much.
Yeah, she's very known in the Jewish community because she also often plays Jewish roles because she's Jewish. And like easy to portray a Jewish mama when you're a Jewish mama yourself. So for me, like one of my immediate connecting places was actually Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. And I've watched her and I've seen her on The Walking Dead as well. But Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, that energy, and it's a musical show, so it really spoke to me. I was like, of course, and so this is where a little bit of luck kicks in, and we can talk a lot about agents versus managers, not to get myself in trouble, but I always say, it's easier to work with managers, I think, because, and I got some actual professional validating that opinion, because I think agents really do think salary. And I think managers think, well, career. Is it career? And not that Tovah needs me for her career, but I always say, like, pitch something that they have never done before. And that would really, like, they'll be like, oh, I want to do this,
Yeah.
So I think with the Book of Ruth, here's where the luck kicked in. When I reached out to her agent, it was a super nice guy who then someone else took over agenting her. But at that point, I already had like a direct contact information of hers, because that first agent that was super nice and a little older and more like, oh, that's interesting, I'll show her the script. I am not even going to ask you about money yet. And most agents, they don't do that, right? So I'm saying, like, timing is everything. And also, like, there was an event she did with Rachel Bloom here in New York, and I went with a friend, and it's a Q&A, and I saw her at the very end, like, literally going, like, I was going to the bathroom, she was going to the green room, I was like, hi, I sent you my script and you said you'll do it. Like, I'm paraphrasing here, but it was like kind of to stay on her mind. Because then I can go back and say, hey, I've seen Tovah at the SAG-AFTRA event, yada, yada, yada. So a lot of it is like the luck and persistency. But really, I think, again, not to toot my own horn, even though you told me toot your own horn. I think it's the product too, right? Because again, without spoiling too much, she got to play something quite iconic by taking on that role. So I think there's a sense of like, I would like, maybe there's a thought process of, oh, I would be bummed seeing someone else portray that character. Like, I want to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think, and so the stars aligned after many, we also have done a live reading at the JCC here in Manhattan. That's a Jewish Community Center, not assuming everybody knows what that is. And she was reading the role. She of course, like I was like, we're trying to fundraise, so let's do a live reading, free entrance,
Nice.
Right.
So
Oh,
that was about a
nice.
year before shooting, but it means that we were in the process together for quite some time, from pitching it to her while she had a completely different agent, to then seeing her at this event, to do the live read. And then basically that live read was like, I'll be in touch with you. We're filming this. And she's like, excellent. Like there was already like that, the seeds have been planted,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So did you have, where in the process did she get on board? Did you already have a director attached? You didn't direct that one, right?
no.
No, okay.
Director was Becca Roth. And I think that by the time Becca joined, I was already like, I'm in touch with Tovah Feldshuh. Like, because it's already has been established. I was like, I am definitely, this is what I'm bringing into this project. So, and I think that's a big part of why like Becca also wanted to do this, because it's like,
Okay.
oh, cool, if I
Which is why I
remember
was
correctly,
curious, yeah.
if I remember correctly, yeah.
It's a while ago.
Yeah, it was what. And
yeah.
you said that you had Tovah for like the table reads for fundraising. Do you feel like it helped you with the fundraising process having Tovah involved?
That's a really tough question because there's no really way of following that.
Yeah.
I
Right.
don't.
Fair.
I think that, and you talked about it in the intro a little bit. I think for that, in order for having a name person being utilized, so to speak, for fundraising purposes, they need to be super active on social media and also push it. Otherwise, like, you're fighting with the algorithm. It's nice that I'm tagging her, but it doesn't mean other people are going to see it unless she's also, and that was one of the lessons learned from that. The fundraising was a lot of people who basically said, good luck, I'm sure it will become a movie. And I'm like, it will not become a movie unless you guys help us make it a movie,
Yeah.
So honestly, the fundraising for the Book of Ruth was, a lot of it came from family and friends at the end. I don't think she was utilized again well enough to push it. But to Natalie's earlier point, I do think it helped with festivals. And I know, talking to a lot of people, some people will say, I don't think it matters, the merit of the story. I wish it was true that a merit of the story is enough. But I had enough festival people telling me, oh, you had me at Tovah Feldshuh. I'm like, that's not a good thing to say. But,
Yeah. I mean, I can tell that from just, you go to festivals, and it's not that the films that the stars are in are not great.
Of course,
It's just
yeah.
they have one extra little box that they check. And when it comes down to you and another one, like, like, would Book of Ruth, do I think Book of Ruth would have made it in without Tovah? I do. I think that was a very good film. Now, it might have been different though, because you might not have gotten your director, and that might have made a huge difference on how the final product turned out.
Right.
I do think it's a great story. And I do think the end product would have been maybe not as good because she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it's still worthy of festival. However, you had an amazing festival run with that one. Like that one,
You did.
that one,
Yeah.
you got Oscar qualifying and all
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
your first film, first short film. That's why I was asking that question. It got some big gets in the festival world too.
Yeah, I was very happy with the festival circuit run, and it's kind of like the gift that keeps on giving, because it's still something that, like, let's say a lot of Jewish communities want to bring in and have a conversation about, or I've had a couple of these events last year. The film is actually mentioned in a book called The Many Lives of Anne Frank, which it has its own small like chapter, and I was like, that's like legacy secured. Yes,
You've got a book. That's cool.
I know. I was like,
yeah, that's really cool. Yeah,
I was like,
that.
I made it. I peaked. I make no money from this, but I peaked. But I think like having a name, it's the festivals. Sure, exactly like you said, Natalie. I think if you're competing with someone for that last entry spot into like a lineup, that might be the deciding factor. I also think that it sets the tone, like thinking about working with Tovah, but also thinking about working with Janet. It's not like all of us actors, we always want to do our best when we make something, especially if it's our thing. But when there's a person on set who's like, you're like, I have to like, knock this out of the park.
Everyone has to up their game.
Yeah,
everyone.
100%. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's subconsciously, but you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're really right. Like subconsciously it does make
Yeah.
everyone just go just a little more turned up for the we're not just, shooting a any old video. We're doing it with Tova, guys. Come
Yeah.
on. Bring the good snacks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She got the meal she wanted. She got the
There you
meal
go.
she wanted.
Whatever
Yeah.
she wants.
Exactly though. Yeah.
Okay, and then the next film for us that we've really earmarked is called "But I'm a Shoe," which Natalie mentioned already that she wanted to be your
I wanted to be your
get.
Janet Varney.
I want to be your Janet Varney. So give us a little synopsis for "But I'm a Shoe" for the folks out there.
Why do I keep making films that you can't explain without okay?
You
So
can log line it.
I
It's a
know,
log line, yeah.
Let me read the long. Yeah, I mean, well, basically it says this is the story of a woman who wanted to fly comfortably, so she used a new service called Objectify Travel, just to be reminded that the grass isn't always greener. Or as I say, she turned herself into a shoe, and it went terribly wrong. So yes,
What could
That's-
what could possibly go wrong?
possibly go wrong?
everything. Yeah.
And then they're yellow cons. They're the best shoes ever. Anyways, that's a side note from a person who loves cons. So for that, like we said, you got Janet Varney, which also blew our minds. And for some reason, I didn't realize that Janet was the voice of Korra for Legend of Korra until we were doing our research. I flipped my eyes like, wait a minute, what?
Because you
Like,
know
that
her more
was-
from the comedy world.
We
Yeah.
Well,
we
you know
know
what?
her more from. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so a friend of ours, David Fickus, is with Drama 3-Force, and they produced and directed Janet Varney's Fortune Rookie, which she wrote and starred in.
Yeah.
And we got to go to the premiere of that because
So
we're
fun.
good friends. And
So fun. Yeah.
even bigger, I think Janet Varney stood out. I mean, first of all, that was phenomenal. If anybody can find, it was IFC, I think. I don't remember, but if you can find Fortune Rookie, it's a very good series.
So
And there's a
fun.
lot of stars because she was 2 episodes of Psych, which Tara and I are huge Psych fans, which is why we got invited because James Roday was there, and
was very cool.
there were a couple other Psych stars that were in the room, and so we were just like fangirling the entire
He
time.
spends the entire Fortune Rookie show spying around a tree, right? Like
He's
if
he's pretty
memory
funny.
serves.
He's
Yeah.
very funny in it. But you know what that told me was that Janet Varney is got to be a doll because when you do 2 episodes of something and you manage to get everyone in the cast to come do your spin-off, I mean, then
Yeah.
you have to be a person that people want to
Yeah.
work with. And
Yeah.
that's always phenomenal.
Yeah.
She the best.
for sure.
I
Yeah,
love her
so-
very much. Yeah.
So how did that come
So,
about? How did you end up with
How
Janet?
did you do that?
Well, okay. First of all, I think I want to mention that the lesson from the Tova thing is always try an email because you never know, right? You never know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
always ask. What's the worst that can happen? Is going to say no, and you already assume it's going to be a no. But then all of a sudden it's a yes. That's amazing. Yeah.
I don't think you understand the door you just opened when you say, "What's the worst that could happen?" And Natalie goes, "Well," and gives you a giant list of exactly how bad it could go.
Well, they will say no, and maybe get like a restraining order, I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
maybe they say yes though. So I never gave anybody a reason to get a restraining order against me. So ask from afar. Ask politely from
Don't
afar.
knock on their doorstep.
No.
Okay. No, don't go to their doorstep.
Exactly. Okay, so Janet is just the kind of person, and I told her that to her face. Thank you for letting a fan become a friend, because basically
Aw.
years and years ago, when I was trying to do a podcast with my friend in Israel, and again, I'm not someone who can listen to podcasts like brain-wise. I just can't. It's really hard for me. But I can talk a lot, as you know. So we were hosting like this nerdy pop culture thing that lasted only 10 episodes. It took us a year to make. But as we were celebrating our 10th episode, I was like, we're both fans of Janet from different direction. For me, it was Korra always. And for my friend Chiri, it was Thrilling Adventure Hour. And so, which is more the improvising. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has its own crazy fandom. So it's like we both love Janet. Neither of us
I
have
didn't know
seen.
she was on that.
Oh yeah. But we need. There you go. Neither of us have seen the thing the other was into. But we just both
Oh.
always like, oh, Janet's amazing. So I was like, let's ask her to do the 10th episode to celebrate the 10th anniversary of this podcast. And she's like, okay. And then I found Janet's
Wow.
email, which was on her website. I hope she removed it from there since, but and I emailed her. There you go. Just ask. And I was like, hi, this is me. do you want to do this with us? And she said, okay. And I was like, see, so like, and then that's how we became friendly over time. I saw her in Comic-Con in New York, and then yada yada. And so eventually, when came the time to do Shoe, when I was actually in Waco and did this location tour, which they do at the festival, and I was like, hey, what about their airport? But as I was there, I was like, if we're doing it in Waco, like I should at least ask Janet, because she's my favorite voice actress and we're friends, you know? And
Does
so
she live in Texas?
no, she live in LA, but like
okay.
it made more sense to me because it was closer than New York, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Not that
I
it
was like,
matters.
No, that does make sense. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's like-
It's a closer flight. Yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, I can maybe bring her and myself here and figure this out, which we did, thanks to the wonderful community and people we have and know there. And so I was screening the Book of Ruth at a festival in LA, and I was like, hi, I want to talk shop. Can we meet? And she was actually supposed to come see the Book of Ruth. And then, but it couldn't work out. So she's like, let's go on a hike. So like we're just hiking. I'm pretty sure it was the Hollywood Reservoir. And I was like, oh, talking about life and stuff. And I know. And at the end I was like, so anyway, at this point I already talked to her about the concept of Madame Shoe, but I haven't asked her yet. So I was like, how would you feel about playing a shoe? And she's like, I feel great about playing a shoe, you know? So it's like that's pretty much verbatim this conversation. And so that's how that happened. And I'm like, just ask, you never know.
That is phenomenal.
So what I'm pulling from both of these stories is the gently from a distance, just ask, become friends, like delicately, lightly, with respect, and then persistence over time. Like you built a relationship with both of these people slowly over time, even though you did have Tovah on board, but you still were like, hey, we're going to do it. Hey, reminder. Hey, I see you with this thing. Like just over time, touching base and be like building relationships, which is what Natalie and I always say. We don't, go ahead.
I was going to say Tovah was more project specific communication. Right. Janet was just like, I get to be friends with Janet. I don't hate it. You know? Like,
it's still relationship building. Either version of those are both relationships. Like Natalie and I are terrible at networking.
No,
you're not.
But we're great at making friends. We're so good at making friends.
Okay,
like what we genuinely like. We don't. If we're chatting you up or whatever, we're not networking with you. We're genuinely making friends with you, and that's just how that works out.
But that's how I feel too.
Friends.
Like I don't like networking, but I like talking to people. So I'm just like, hey, who are you? And what are you doing with your life, you know?
I don't know. I still got to say, like, and I was trying to figure out the word for this morning, but I am, and the best I can come up with is just confused. Like, I am always just confused by how I see someone who has a name up on the screen at a festival that my thing is playing at too, because I can't even imagine getting a hold of someone, handing them my script and them saying yes. And not because I don't think I write good stuff, but also just because I don't know. Like, it's like Greek. I don't understand Greek either. I can't look at these letters and make them make sense. This is so confusing to me.
I think though, but to your point, I think festivals are a great place to do it because you're actually on equal ground, right? So there's another example of someone who kind of blows my mind that we're friends today is Juliet Landau, who I grew up watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's how I learned speaking English, to be honest, since I was 11 without subtitles. Juliet portrayed Drusilla, which is one of the most iconic characters on the show. And then we're at a festival together a few years back. I was there. Yeah, it was still with the Book of Ruth.
She's a sweetheart. She's so nice.
So sweet. Yeah. And so, you know, I went to her at the end and I was like, just so you know, my film is also screening here, but I have to tell you, I learned English watching Buffy, you know? And so then she and her husband, Dev, also a sweetheart, they came to my screening. And so next thing I know, she calls me to talk about the film and like, you know, so it was crazy. When she was kind of doing a friend screening in New York for her film, she invited me. So we also got to see each other, and every now and then, you know, it's not something that we don't, you know, text every day, but like every now and then we do a catch up. It's super nice. Like they were one of the people who supported Shu, for example, you know, so I'm like,
Mm-mm. No, I am the exact opposite human. Like if you have
The exact opposite human.
yeah,
Yes.
if you have any celebrity whatsoever, I assume that everyone else is bothering you, and I'm not. I'm even if I have something very like I may have met you before, but I'm going to assume you do not remember who I am. I'm going like I am not coming up to you. There is zero chance. I could have filmed something with you before, and I will still like be in the corner, and it makes me seem like an asshole all of the time. Like people think that that's that bitch that's too good for us. No, I'm terrified that you won't remember me or that I am imposing upon your time.
Yeah.
Like so.
So I'll tell you what my approach here. First of all, nobody remembers me now. When I had dreads, it was super easy. I knew one thing that's gonna happen when I don't have dreadlocks anymore is that I'm gonna have to remind people who also met me before who I am. Like I've had multiple people that I was like, "Hey, how are you?" And they're like, and I was like, "Imagine this face with dreadlocks," and they're like, "Oh," you know.
Yeah.
But I think at some point, like I used to go to stage doors all the time as like a Broadway kid or really love, you know. And then I think at some point, and that was age 2, I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. Not because I don't love these people anymore, but because like I feel like when you are in that position, you're by default saying I am me and you're not equal. And while someone's like fame can be much higher, and someone's like success in the hierarchy of this business can be much higher, we are equal as people, you know. So to me that felt like something within idolizing and not supernatural and stuff like that. And so I think I also like when I approach someone, it's never going to be to say, oh my god, I love you so much, because that is the thing I think they hear all the time. But I kind of feel like I felt like telling someone I learned this foreign language watching a show with you, and I think it feels profound, right? Yeah. So I was like, worst case, she'll be like super nice, and like she took pictures with a bunch of people, and you know, I was like, worst case, this is what's gonna happen. But I started talking to them, and like, you get to say at the festival, my film is also here, so we're equal here. Your thing had to go through screening and get into this thing, but so did mine. So like at the very least, the people who thought your thing is good also thought my thing is good, you know? And I think that's like a place to come from. But I really think it's about what you say. Like I get what you're saying, Natalie, and you're right. They are bothered by a ton of people. So it's also like, I saw someone, I'm not going to mention names, a couple weeks ago at the film festival that I thought would be perfect casting. And he's a name actor for my upcoming one. And I saw people taking pictures with him and stuff. And I tried to approach him and say, hey, do you have a few minutes to talk? And he's like, I'm sorry, I have to run. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to push it. Sadly, he did not come back to the festival the day after. So now I'm like, ugh, whatever. But I could not keep him there. And I'd rather not be another person who add to his, like, you know, the craziness around him. And I'm like, okay, so we'll find another way to do it, or we don't, you know? Yeah. So
I don't know. I have had.
You're such a friendly person, and they're normal people.
Well, I think that's one of those, like that anxiety portion of it is part of it. That I mean, not just part of it. That is it. But it
New York. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Concrete can. Anyway, sorry.
That anxiety portion of it, where I don't like you're considerate to a fault. Like, and it becomes not considerate because now you're being rude to people, but you're trying not to inconvenience people so much that it ends up just, you know, making you a statue.
Yeah.
So like feel the room, you know?
I mean,
well, okay. So big example coming up. We're at Gig Harbor Film Festival. I'm going to be hosting the Q&A with Bob Mackey for the opening night film. And one of the things I said was, well, this means I can actually get a picture with him, because there's zero chance, even though he would be standing in a line waiting to get pictures, that I would do it. Like that I would go up there and take that month. I mean, that everyone's, you know, like he's there and he knows that that's what's happening and everyone's entitled to that. But now I get to actually have a conversation that is not me pushing up against it. I'm like, oh, I have a other excuse to have the conversation with you about how I've been idolizing your work for years and years and years, you know?
Yeah, just don't use the word idolizing and then you're good.
I'm going to.
Well, I think there's a way to like do all of these approaches with people, and like there's a way to go about it. Like I work at a bar where like I get a lot of name people that come in all the time. And recently I had a guy from, I want to say it was The Walking Dead, came, and I didn't recognize him because I haven't seen the show. And he and I are just shooting the shit and making jokes and stuff. And my bar bag was like, that's so-and-so from Walking Dead. I was like, oh, that's cool, whatever. And she's like, but like, I like did stunts for the show. Like, I want to go say hi. He killed me. And I'm like, that's really cool. You should go say hi. He's like, well, no, I mean, I'm just too nervous. He's like, honestly, like, you probably, that show was on a while ago. He's not on anymore. You probably will make his day by just saying, hey, I worked with you on this episode. Just be cool about it. And then, like, say it was really good to see you and then walk away and, like, let it be. And she's like, okay, I'm going to do it. And she, like, worked herself up and went over there and, like, said, hey, I was in the thing. And it went really well. And he was, like, so flattered to, like, be approached and for her to say hi and all that stuff. Like, he had as much fun, you know, not being
With the
recognized, but
interaction.
with the interaction as she did. Like,
Yeah.
it felt
Yeah.
good for him too. There's a way to do it that, like,
Yeah.
also kind of makes them feel good. Like, especially if you,
Well, yes. We all know there's a way to make them feel good. It's a matter of if I'm able to do that in that moment, or am I going to get this weird rejection that is now like
But I'm
feel
asking
like
again,
I'm less
what's
than.
the okay? Well, if
Yeah,
the
well,
worst
yeah.
that can if the worst that can happen for
Yeah,
you
you
that
can't
you
ask that
feel
question.
crappy,
She'll-
you know.
Yeah.
No, if
Yeah.
the worst that can happen for you that you'll feel crappy, then we
Yeah.
put this aside for a second and look into that psychologically, but probably not here. But you know,
That's a different
but-
episode.
but-
That's a different podcast.
of course,
Yeah.
of course. But
Yeah, yeah.
I get. But Tara, I think like opening line, "You killed me on that show," and I mean that literally.
That's fun.
Is
Like, literally.
great. I
was
would
your-
totally
yeah.
approach someone and say, "Hey, by the way, last time I
Yeah.
saw you put
I
a
was
stick
at-
through my heart," you know.
I was at a framing store and ran into Chris Pratt. I was there with what's her name? I was there and he and I did
So
an episode
random.
of Parks and Rec. Oh, so random. And I looked over. I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, hey, how are you? And he's like, hey, I was like, I was on an episode of you with Parks and Rec, and he was a very nice man and pretended to remember me. And I was like, I
There you
appreciate
go.
it. And he and I just shot the shit for a second about how expensive framing is. And I was like, well, it's really good to see you. See you around. Like, I tried to like, oh, I remember you. Yeah, we did an episode together and like keep
Yeah.
it.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
but I want to clarify something here.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
not just hero worship. Like
No.
it honestly is. It's not just about that. It's like, because if we go to a festival, and this is just another example of this, and someone has a feature and I have a short, I don't talk to them either, because they're in a different league than I am, and I have imposter syndrome when it comes to that. So like now so it's not just about this hero worship, because I can talk to someone
Yeah.
if it's not about that. If it's not, it's if we're on the same ground, it's that I have imposter syndrome on top of the social anxiety, on top of the whatever else is wrong with me, and alcohol. And
helps.
I maintain that writing a short is harder than writing a feature, and I've done
very
both, so I still maintain this.
It is challenging.
But when you think about a feature, not to belittle at all what a feature is, what this person done that is like better than what you have done is to manage to line up the money to do something bigger. So is he really in a different league? Like, you're both creatives. Well, see, so that's a matter of like a perspective, I think.
Wait.
So the bottom line is send Tara to do these introductions, I guess. For now.
Wait. I want to take a left because you just said words I wanted to talk to you about.
Sure.
Feature film ambitions. You wrote a feature film. Like, do you have feature film ambitions?
I wrote a bunch, to be honest.
But yeah.
There's, oh my God, the one that we talked about this in the past. The one that I really, really want to make is the Hanukkah rom-com.
I know.
yes.
I gotta sit down and read it. I want that
Yes.
to happen.
Mhm.
Yes.
I can
Yeah.
say a million things about how it almost happened and how the politics of the world kind of got in the way of this happening. But the bottom line is, it was a Shonda shopping agreement for a year with a name actress attached.
So cool.
And then like a few weeks later was October 7th and everything went to shit everywhere in the world. So, you know,
Yeah.
and
I feel like there's room right now, though. Again, I know because like Bad Shabbos is out and it's doing really,
that
really
job
well.
is so fun. That movie is so
and
fun.
then I didn't see it, but what was the No One Wants This? And then
Yeah. Nobody wants this.
Right.
Kristen
and
Bell
then-
and Adam. Adam.
Yeah.
And then there was another one. Wasn't there a Jonah Hall one that was like him marrying? Wasn't he marrying into a Jewish family, or was that? I don't remember that one. It was like a year ago or something.
Yeah.
But so I feel like there is. I mean, it's a niche market, but
I just like that's the
But
thing.
I'm
I don't
so
think
into
it's
it.
a niche market.
no, I mean it's a niche market of
romantic comedy.
of of investors.
Oh, yeah.
But so I think there is a market out there for people to
Yeah,
invest to
yeah,
make that film.
Yeah.
But I do think there's an audience for it. Yes.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's very much follows the structure of romantic comedy. It's just that the setting instead of Christmas is Hanukkah. So I enjoy Christmas romantic comedies. I don't see why, My friends just released an amazing film that takes place at the Jewish summer camp. It's a great summer camp film. Happens to have like the Jewish like setting of it, but it's just a fun, they just did Bentonville, Gina Davis's festival. And so I hope it will do well at the circuit. I saw it and thought it was great. I'm really hoping. I think that once I'm done with Blood and Sex Over Ambition, which, as you guys know, is the upcoming short, I will try to focus on finding ways to maybe make this independently. Because, and again, not getting too political, but even looking at what happened with TIFF last week. I don't know if you heard about this whole thing when they uninvited an Israeli film about October 7th, and then there was a whole backlash, and then they kind of reinvited it. But the title, a whole mind-blowing, an open letter, of course, from many producers in the industry. So I think there's really a room for joyful Jewish storytelling. I know I need this, on a personal level, but so I think I'll try to find the ways to make it after Blood and Sex is behind me. So the bandwidth is a little more.
Rom-coms are one of my first loves film-wise, and like I am aging out of being the lead in them, which is fine. I'm cool with this, whatever.
I don't agree, but
whatever.
Sure.
But aside the point, like being a producer of rom-coms, like that is on my like wish list. Like I want to specifically go into. I know, and like I gotta stop bartending 5 nights a week to have that. So like for me though, as someone who loves rom-coms, when I hear that you have a Hanukkah rom-com, I am so into it. I'm so into it. Like I love it. I need to sit down and read it. I'm so sorry I haven't yet. Like I'm so all about it. So all about it.
I spoke about it on the first time we met in Dubuque on a Women in Film panel I did there. So that's how long it's been, like, twice now. It's almost been, I can't. It's like the thorn in my side. But but also I have a couple more that I'm super passionate about. One of them is like a queer romantic comedy too. That's like a meet cute. But I was like, and that's not even my go-to genre. I did not grow up with this genre at all. But I was like, oh, this is so fun. It can either be like fan fiction or it can be like an original, And then there's another one that I just need to find the time to write. It happens in the Grand Canyon, and it's like a little.
Yeah, you're telling us about that one.
So they're like, I have written a couple that have been completed, some of them for years, and I've written, and I'm like 1/3 through a couple more. And I just feel like I just have so much more time with characters and storytelling in a feature, which is to me why writing a short to me is like more of an achievement, to be honest, That's my humble opinion.
What is your writing process? Like we've just come to writing features from writing shorts. We're used to writing a sketch. That's where we come from. So writing a sketch, writing a one not one scene, but like a one little short storyline. We're aces at that. Writing longer stuff, like we have another feature film in our little brains, and we're like, okay, how do we do this again? Like it took us years to get this script written, and a deep learning curve. So like, what is your writing process? What do you do?
It changes from project to project. Like I can tell you that one of the features that I wrote was born out of like a sentence of dialogue that just jumped into my head, and then I kind of built everything around it, And then the Book of Ruth, for example, it was inspired by an article that came out. So I think what I do very often is, like, first of all, it might sound like very old school to some people, but I open a Word doc before anything else and just throw some stuff on the page. Because sometimes when I start thinking about a project, I'll have a whole week of like every single day, every single minute, more and more ideas, because it's the very beginning. So you're still not stuck, I'll throw everything into a Word document. And then at some point I'll be like, okay, I'm going to stop and kind of move everything on that Word document in a way that makes chronological sense. See some sort of a beginning, middle, end. And sometimes it's just the beginning, it's just the end, and I'm fully missing the middle or just have the middle. And I think I'm writing around a certain point, like a little bit before that, the moment before, the moment after, and then the scene before and scene after. I've never felt like I have a very specific process that is continuously correct for me. It's just really every project has felt completely different.
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah.
me. Is I have an easy time coming up with the beginning, and I have an easy time coming up with the end. I know exact. I mean, I can see the opening scene and I can see the end scene, and like everything else in the middle, I'm like,
It's really hard.
which is why short's easier because I could just like compact it and make it like this big instead of instead of having to fill in 60 minutes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm like, people keep telling me you need to make it shorter, like even Blood and Sex is 18 pages, and we're like, how are we? I don't find anything else that I can cut. But I don't know, like for example, the Grand Canyon one is the first time that I'm like, okay, like for me, the first thing that comes to me is usually dialogue, and then I'm like, who are these people who are saying these lines?
These voices in your head.
Yes, exactly. And then why are they saying these lines? And so what happened to them to make them say this line? And then you get, oh, that's what happened before that point in time when they say that line of dialogue. So yeah, and now that I'm writing the Grand Canyon, is like I have so much dialogue in the middle, and I'm like, okay, but how does it start? So that was the challenge. So every one of them is really different. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So before we head out, you are heading into your next project, Sex and Blood Over Ambition.
Blood and Sex Over Ambition.
Yes. Yeah. You're in the process of like putting that together to film in, you were saying the fall?
We were gonna shoot, like honestly, starting on Halloween Eve. Which made sense because it was supposed to be interior, and now we're like, okay, we need more time. We might be moving our production to a different state, pushing it at least 2 weeks. So right now, mid-November. We'll see. We'll see. That's the hope.
Do you want to give them the log line for that one?
Go for it.
Sure. God. I know. And they were like, be prepared for this. And I'm like, I'm not prepared for this. Basically, it's kind of a retelling between what transpired between Paul Gauguin and Vincent van Gogh. They lived together as roommates in the winter of 1888, got along very well at the beginning, then had such a major fallout only 2 months in, which ended with Gauguin like up and leaving abruptly, and Van Gogh very famously cutting his ear off. So that people don't realize that this is why he cut his ear off, something about that fallout, So we're retelling what transpired in these 2 months from a queer perspective. And a lot of the dialogue is actually based on like correspondence from the time. Even the title is actually like a quote from one of the letters from the time. So
wow.
Oh, that's cool. I did not. I wondered about the title. I was like, what does it have to do with that? Okay, you're smarter than I am. You know what you're doing.
So come on.
Yeah, and where can people find you to follow along on that adventure? Where can people find Book of Ruth to watch? Shoe is still out in film festivals, so it'll be a bit for that. But where can people find you?
So my name, ChenDrachman.com, which I guess you said you can maybe put somehow at some point somewhere.
We'll put
Great.
We got links below for you.
But I think that one has everything because there's a link under current projects. They can watch the Book of Ruth, and also they can go to the bookofruthfilm.com to watch the Book of Ruth. There's also a screening page for Shoe on my website. Then there's Grace Dragon Productions or just my name on Instagram, which I usually do work stuff. And also follow and maybe donate to Blood and Sex Over Ambition so we can make it if you want to. Yeah. So I think that's about it. I'm also running for SAG while we're here. Let's just mention it.
I saw
if people are in New York, that's the...
If you're in New York and you're SAG.
I saw you. If you're in New York, you're SAG. Vote.
Regardless, vote. Yeah. Voting is important. Yeah.
Voting is always important.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Hen. You are a delight and a joy. I love talking to you.
You are also a delight. And
I
also like talking to you.
That's a wrap on Hen, everybody. Yay.
Thanks for having me. Yay.
Oh, man. Okay. Casting. Big names. Reaching out. I knew you were going to do that. I was like, leaving you space to make your uncomfortable sounds.
I hate to be, I don't know. I hope that my uncomfortableness actually makes other people more comfortable. That they're like, Natalie looks like an idiot being this crazy scared about, talking to people. There's no way that's,
Yeah. I hope people who there are people that look up to you. You don't know this, but they do. And I hope that people go, if Natalie is actually scared, and I feel scared, then I feel more normal because I look up to Natalie.
Well, yeah, but I want them to feel great. I want them to feel normal, but I also want them to not walk away as crippled with this as I am, you know, like.
Well, they made me feel braver because you know what? But
Yeah.
Natalie still does do hard things. She's very brave, so I'm gonna be brave too. You do. You do brave.
I did say yes to hosting the Q&A with Bob Mackey.
You do hard things,
And
even though you
Diane
initially wanted to say
I
no.
wanted to say no to both of them.
Yes, you did. All right. Okay. Let's go into our next section, which is the Abby singer section, a section that Natalie's way more comfortable with. This is more your jam.
Because I get to read. Which, hey, when I was a child, you know, standing in front of the class and reading was absolutely terrifying.
Terrifying.
So it's amazing that I do this. The Abby Singer Word of the Day brought to you by Studio Binder.
Studio Binder.
Unofficially.
Unofficially.
So the word actually today is an easy one. Everyone already knows what it means. It's rap. But where did it come from and why do we say that? Do you have any idea?
Tell me why. I have no idea.
If you don't know, wrap is the completion of shooting either for the entire production or at the end of a single day, or sometimes you say that's a wrap on so and so, like we just did.
Like we do.
And that's when they are done. They are finished. It is wrapped. But why do we say that? Because decades ago, cameramen would say wind, reel, and print, and they shortened it to wrap. Even though there's no A, no and, there's the and. But
I love it.
It's because a lot of the terms that we use in the film industry come from when there were actual reels of film, actual, you know, it came from the hardware, like, you know, overcranking, undercranking, you know, like there are a lot of things that we still say that have nothing to do with what we're doing, but we don't know why.
Yeah.
Like rap. It's an acronym.
I feel like,
It's an acronym.
We're still saying check the gate, even though there's no gate to check anymore. But we're still like, don't move on just yet. Like, and checking the gate is when you check the lens. I'm sure we'll cover that at some point. But yeah, that's so fun. I did not know that. That's amazing. I love everything about it. That's fantastic.
That's my favorite part of these is finding out what the
I love it.
etymology of them is.
Etymology. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, before we head out, we're going to go over this again. Thank you so much, Toby, for PayPaling us. If you want to PayPal us some monies, there's a link for you below. We love you for it. We thank you so much. Every amount is so beyond helpful. You have no idea. The bill for these things racks up really quickly and early. So you're already putting money into this feature film by submitting it to film festivals for the script. So that's right now where we're at. So thank you so much, Toby. If you want to help us with that, that'd be great. Also, everyone who's live, we do the super chats here on YouTube. So we got some thank yous to go through. David Faith, holy geez, thank you so much. This message reluctantly brought to you by Winchester's Old Speakeasy. A wholly owned subsidiary of Pineapple Productions visit our turns out set location. David, you're
Someday we'll have this giant set and there'll be a bar and it'll be called Winchester's Old Speakeasy. We'll have the turns out, we'll have a bunker, you know, like we're going to make a sound stage for people to film. I would in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, you'd be great at that.
I would manage a sound stage. Yeah.
You'd be great at that. Let's see. We've also got Money Guitar Mods, current nuclear missile silo rental fund. Thank you. We do need to rent a real life one because things could go south any minute. Anyways, but
I got a new script now. It's that they're renting some production team is renting a bunker for something, and then an actual apocalypse happens and they survive.
That's really good. I like
and it's just a film crew now because
that's our idea. No one take it.
Don't take it.
Trademark. Thank you so much, Money Guitar Mods. Ben Rathig. Hang out with Ken Fun. I better be invited. We'll see you in Dubuque, I'm sure, in the spring. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. We can't not go. We love it.
We go whether we have a project or not.
Let's see. Is there anybody else? I think that's
but
everybody.
I started this other one because I needed to read this one.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Go for it. We got one more.
Oh, wait, there's one more. And then Shannon West had said, this is not... Well, Shannon just gets all of her comments read now because she's an
forever.
Investor. She said when we were talking about what's the worst that could happen, she said they will point out all of your typos and poor grammar.
Yes, it doesn't matter how many times you read something or read a script, especially a script, you will still find grammar problems. It drives me crazy. Spelling problems. Maybus, thank you so much. Your adopted brother says, hi. Oh, I know who you are from Texas State BFA. Hi, Tara. Your mom said to catch your stream. Woo. Hello. I believe you're coming to Christmas as far as I've heard. I don't know. Maybe I just invited you and didn't realize. Anyways, thanks, Mom. Thanks for joining us. All right, cool. That's everybody. Thank you so much again to all of our super chatters, all of our PayPals. If you would like to be an investor in the film, that's a totally different ballgame. That involves us sending you a deck, connecting you with our executive producer. There are contracts. There's all kinds of grown-up stuff involved. We have an email below
Not to
for
scare
that.
you away.
Not to scare you, but it's way more intense. And I mean that in the good ways.
Professional. We'll say
very
professional.
Very profesh. It's the email for that is below. Email us and we'll start the process. We are just now putting all those little ducks in a row, and we can start covering that stuff. All right, next week, we may be doing more casting. We may be doing something else. So we will be back next week with an episode. We're hoping to continue on with our casting scenario. Specifically, we want to talk about casting ourselves, but we're leaving room for a little wiggle room because we got Natalie and I have so much going on right now. It is crazy pants in our world. So Natalie's filming a feature. This is what you all should know. She's a lead in a feature. So just stay tuned. We will have an episode next week. We'll be back with that. We'll keep you guys posted on what that's going to be about. And if you are listening to this podcast and have not yet subscribed, please do and share it with your filmmaker friends. We're trying to get the word out to all the filmmaker friends we can to further this reach, to bring more interviews in, interview your friends. We want filmmakers who are at our same level or just slightly above us. We want to talk to you guys. And the best way to do that is to spread the word that we exist. So help us out. Tell your filmmaker friends what's going on over here so that we can bring in more interviews, more amazing interviews like today's interview with Hen. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next week. And stay safe and make movies. Bye. A really weird sound.
Hen's mic cut on during that for some reason. It's supposed to automatically mute it, but it undid hers for that.
Oh, that's so weird. Yeah, that's so very odd. Cool. Welcome to the Credit Cookie, everybody. If you're hanging out with us now, this is the time where we talk directly to the audience, you folks out there in the chat. We also do a little more behind the scenes on what's going on in the world. We have so much happening right now. Like we are busy. Natalie's, like I said earlier, Natalie's doing her feature film right now. It is lots of dialogue for you this coming weekend, right?
Yeah, two big heavy dialogue scenes. There is something attacking me. I can't find it. There is a hair that is like
I wonder what you were doing. I was trying to cover.
It's out of the corner of my eye. It just keeps, and I keep trying to find. I don't know where it is. It's okay. Whatever. If you guys see me just keep doing this, there's a ghost. Yeah, I got two. We're only shooting 2 scenes, but they're heavier dialogue and not natural dialogue. They're very it's very conversational dialogue is really easy for me because you can put pauses, because I'm really good at like pausing. It's my strongest
really
acting point.
Pausing.
See, yeah. Like the thinking of your next line. Like I can make it look natural. I can stutter very naturally. I can, all of that. But when you're supposed to have something that you're reading, if it's supposed to be read or like you're no flubs, and this is all. I mean, it'd be like trying to do Shakespeare, which is why I don't do Shakespeare.
Yeah. No. My dyslexia means I can't do Shakespeare. It just does not work out for me.
Yeah,
it's too hard. My brain boggles. Could be a floater.
It's a hair, and I don't know where it is.
It's the worst thing. No, I don't
know. I can't find it now either.
Yeah, and I know because you're filming for like the next 4 weekends. It means you're not doing the candles, right?
Right.
No room for candles.
Pick a mug though.
Oh, you did? Okay, I didn't want to just
pick a mug.
Pimp you out.
Obviously, I can't show you because this camera has a focal length, but this is Dinosaur Land USA. You'd love this one.
I would love that one.
It's got a little brontosaurus on it, or some relative of. I get yelled at every time I try to name a dinosaur.
Yeah, sure.
But this is welcome to, and this is Vernal, Utah. which I don't know
Okay.
where that is, but it's somewhere
Vernal,
here.
Utah.
But it's a cute little
I wanna
mug, and I
go.
love it.
I love it. That's so fun.
But
I
I
love that.
yeah, I can't get back to the market until
Yeah.
October, so.
You're kind of busy with some stuff going on.
Mhm.
Next weekend, are we there already? We're there already. Is Geek Fest Film Festival. Yep,
You're on
at
a
the Long
panel?
Beach. Apparently,
Did you
I
not
didn't know. No,
did you
no
find
one
out
told
the
me.
same way I found out? It was from
I
the
found
artwork?
out. I know from the artwork. I was like, oh, I'm on a panel. Cool. Am I doing the panel in my flight attendant costume? I haven't
Might as
decided yet.
well.
I was
Well,
thinking.
I think it's fine because it's Geek Fest, which
Yeah.
people will be in costumes. Now, your
Yeah.
costume is for your own film,
Right.
whereas other people are wearing fan costumes.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, I think it won't be as awkward as even at a festival,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I'm on a panel. I found out via artwork. I mean, they mentioned something about panels in the email, and I just assumed that wasn't me. I was like, oh, no one approached me about it, so that's probably
Right.
not me. And I did one pass at the email and said, oh, I'm in for the panel because of the way that was worded. And then I reread it. I was like, oh, they don't mean me. They mean other
Oh.
panels. So that's not me. So I was just like, I'll be there. Like, as always. And then I'm on a panel. So if you're in Long Beach for the Long Beach Comic Con, I'm going to be there with my flight attendant costume on, handing out things. And at 4 o'clock, I got a panel. And like, I got to work that out with work.
yeah.
Oops. I'll be fine. 5 o'clock, I'm probably not until 7:30. So it'll be fine in theory. In theory.
Yeah.
Anyways, but it'll be fun. And then also we got Broad Humor is next week as well. Are we already there? Yeah, we already are there. Friday night. Which is why I can't ask up for Saturday, because that's too many asking offs.
Too many,
So,
too many asks.
yeah, that's for Turns Out. That's me a panel, not a panel. That's going to be a table read of Turns Out. So I will be recording. I'm very curious to see.
That'll be the very first time we've seen other people
Other
read our
people.
script.
Yes.
I'm not there.
I
don't
know.
get to go.
I'm going to record it for you. I do, yeah. It'll be interesting to hear other people read things that we've been reading for 8 years. Like, we've been working on the script for so long, and we've only ever heard each other do it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be
That'd be weird.
It'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting. Shakespeare in the style of Yodas has been rated as an idea for my dyslexia. Yes, I would do that. Would I?
I think a dyslexic Shakespeare
would amazing.
People would go watch it.
They do drunk Shakespeare, which I think is pretty similar. Like, I think they were, when I was in New York, I saw a sign for it. I was like, oh yeah, they do that in LA. And I was explaining it to the people I was with. They're like, drunk Shakespeare? I was like, yeah, you see how long you can hold together with drinking in Shakespeare. Good luck. Not me. Would take not much at all. Not much at all. What else is going on in our world? Are there any other work-related stuff happening? I mean, dude, May I Put You on Hold?
Killing it.
Is killing it. I
Yeah.
feel I need to sit down. It's on my to-do list to sit down and write the list of all the film festivals that it's in. Like, man, it's in Catalina, and I'm gonna text Ash and be like, "You're coming to gig, right? Right? Not to be biased."
She was already looking at rooms though, so hopefully she had already.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, you went to
come to
Catalina
gig.
last time. Come to gig
Yeah,
this time.
she should come to gig.
Yeah, I'm being partial for this one. Anyways, yeah,
Gig
but
is-
yeah,
I
we're
mean,
killing it.
Catalina, Obit, and May I Put You on Hold is in it, and I will not
wild.
be there. We got rejected from them.
They rejected us. That's okay.
We
We won from them one year. Was that?
I said we didn't submit our short. We submitted our script, and our script.
Yeah, no, the short in the event of wasn't really. We didn't feel it was a good fit for them. We were like, they won't really.
I think we've been
dig what we're doing.
underestimating in the event of
Maybe.
like it's doing well.
It is. Actually, we were very selective. At this point in the film festival journey that you and I have been on, like, we've really kind of like been learning what everyone's tastes are. So we've been
Yeah.
submitting to like, oh, we think you'll enjoy this, and
Yeah.
we think you'll enjoy this. Yeah, it's been doing really well. Like, we've guessed really correctly on everyone's taste.
That or it's better than we're giving it credit for.
Maybe that's also true.
It's pretty
That's
funny.
also true.
It's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is funny. And I think it's also very, because of what at the top of this year, we just lucked into being pretty topical. We did not, and we didn't see that coming. It was not on the bingo card.
Yeah.
Because we kept being worried, like, should we shut ourselves down? Nah, keep going. Keep going. Oh, yeah. I think that's all I've got to report this week. I'm
Yeah.
hoping for a little bit of a breather this week. I'm finally only on 4 shifts this week, which means I actually get to clean this office I'm sitting in. You guys can't see what a disaster it is, but it is.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's pretty darn bad.
I have no room to breathe this week.
No.
I think this is the busiest week
Oh,
of my life.
yeah. You're heading into it. Yeah, Natalie's August into September is
Always, every
every year.
year. What do
Yes.
I don't understand. It is
And it's always when you change your calendar too,
no,
or it
it's
used to
it
be.
used to be I used to be on a school year calendar because every year around whatever comes July, I was like whatever comes before August. Every year around July, I start to get like my schedule starts to get to a point where I need to have a day planner. I mean, this was
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
before I needed a day planner all the time. Um, but I would get to a point, oh shoot, I've got some things stacking up. So I'd always go buy a day planner in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
And so for a long time I was stuck on, and then I wouldn't need it for the first part of the year. I don't need it at all. It's empty. So I got myself off of that rotation. I just start at the beginning of the year, whether I
Yeah.
need one or not. But and Octobers are normally pretty crazy for me too.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
so far not I don't have anything. I'm not gonna not do anything. I'm not that person. I don't want to like schedule
No.
downtime, but I haven't like actively yet started. I don't have time to look for other things. So it might be forced upon me that I have some
Yeah,
downtime
because you don't have
because
time to
I
go
don't
hustle.
have
Yeah.
time to go look for an
Right.
audition
Yeah.
or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't know. But
Yeah.
every September, every August, September, October is just insane for me.
Yeah. The next 2 weeks are gonna be it's a week by week. You and I are planning our lives, our meetings and such. Because Natalie and I meet like what 3 times a week. So like
Uh-huh.
it's a week. I'm like, okay, and then even then my moment to moment, like, are you still good for Tuesday? Great, let's do it. Nope, moving.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, not
Yeah.
Tuesday now, because now I
No,
have
no,
an
no.
hour open on this day.
Yeah, no, I'd rather do it this day. Let's do it. Let's change it. Yeah, we are swinging from vine to vine right now. Like it is what it is. So, but hey, people keep asking like, how are you going? It's like, I am so busy. Like it's insane, but all of it is so good. Like everything's great. Everything's good. I'm just, you think you want all the good stuff to happen and it's great when it happens, but then you have to do work for all the good things. And so you just don't realize how busy you're going to be for all the good things.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. And yeah. I just don't have my brain is
No.
just mush. So
Yeah, you're tired. Well, you've been hustling for.
well, I got sick on Monday.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
I got sick on
Terrible
Monday.
friend.
Well, I got sick on Monday because I mean just because and this has happened twice now where I've gotten sick for one day. Like I mean for real sick too. Like
Yeah.
Monday I was like I am like diving. And the same thing was starting to happen when I was in LA. Like it was like that evening. I'm like,
Oh.
I'm starting to feel sick. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to go to bed. I have to
Yeah.
sleep. And this I'm not gypping myself sleep, guys. It's not that. It's that when I'm awake, I'm go, go, go.
Yeah.
So yesterday or Monday, because I knew I didn't have any other time this week, I tried to get everything I could get done while sitting in bed. And just ate soup and whatever. And I feel fine now. I'm
Good.
fine. And I just
You
had
got
to,
time.
I had a reset. I had to have
Yeah.
a reset.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I've been definitely gypping myself sleep. And like the last day that Brian and I were in New York, we were just like we were like, let's go out and go look at Brooklyn. Like we finally were like, no, we're gonna stay in our hotel room and we're gonna take care of some work that we need to do and then go get on the plane because we were just so exhausted from
Yeah.
working all weekend, and just working period. Like we are both of us are in that go cycle. It's
Yeah.
been a lot, and having a down anything is just impossible right now. Can the work week start sometime Thursday evening? Yeah, let's do that. No more Mondays. Mondays are no longer a thing.
My
Change
work
approved.
week starts Wednesday morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts with this, and I have no free time. Normally, I have no free time until Sunday.
Okay.
That's normally Thursday, Friday, Saturday are just booked solid always.
Yeah.
Right now, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are also filled. So
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because of the bar, there is no time. There's only Zool. All right, guys. Speaking of which, we probably should get a move on and get going with the rest of this week since it's the first day of Natalie's week. We have to go. It's Monday. All right, we will see you all next week. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for hanging out for the credit cookie. We always love talking to you guys.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.